Chapter 13, 84, Respective Trials. Translator, Atlas Studios. Editor, Atlas Studios. Rumble. Air currents surged and great waves billowed. Glorious radiance shined, creating a magnificent scene. From within the light, a figure gradually walked out. He was extremely tall, about 9 feet, with a well-built body. He had long and dense black hair that draped behind him like a cloak, slightly waving as he walked forward. The most eye-catching part was this Gu immortal had a pair of spiral dragon horns on his forehead, which seemed to be made of purple gold, shining brightly. Fairy Ziwei had already waited for a long time. She went up and bowed with joy. Lord Duke Long. This person was none other than Duke Long. He had personally led the Central Continent Immortals in Heaven Overseeing Tower, becoming the biggest winner of the Battle of the Dream Realm. Heaven Overseeing Tower was extremely fast. It returned to Central Continent after quickly crossing 2 regions in White Heaven. The Immortals of Central Continent's 10 great ancient sects left by themselves, while Duke Long and Fairy Ziwei returned to Heavenly Court. As per Duke Long's instructions, Fairy Ziwei activated Heavenly Court's Gu formation to screen Duke Long's identity and prevent him from being possessed by Spectral Soul. From the current situation, it looked like Spectral Soul did not succeed in possession, and Duke Long was still Duke Long. But his face was ashen, his brows were deeply knotted, and every step he took, his soul felt a tremor. As expected of Spectral Soul Demon Venerable, even after death, his soul path attainment is still unrivaled. I will use our Heavenly Court's immortal graveyard to thoroughly suppress him. Duke Long said, Fairy Ziwei, you shall continue to lead Heavenly Court. Do your best to completely eliminate Fang Yuan and the rest. Fairy Ziwei nodded. I have already notified Wu Yong and have borrowed the strength of Southern Border's Gu Immortals to separate Fang Yuan and the rest of Shadow Sect members. Not long ago, I sent another letter to Wu Yong, informing him of the specific location of these Shadow Sect members. I estimate we will receive news of success within a few days. Duke Long nodded lightly, a trace of admiration flashing past his eyes as he looked at Fairy Ziwei. This was the incredible power of a wisdom path. Gu Immortal. They could pry into the secrets of heaven and earth with just one event. They could appraise people's hearts and make others fight for them while they watch from far away. Fairy Ziwei herself had extraordinary talent and was an elite among rank 8 Gu Immortals. This was the reason why she had been accepted into Heavenly Court. And with the use of Star Constellation chessboard, she could be said to be among the top 3 Wisdom Path experts in the present. The reason why she could not be said to be number 1 was because the world was vast. There were many experts who lived in seclusion. Even Heavenly Court did not know the specific details. Chaos had to descend. The world had to be turned upside down before these experts made their appearance. Previously, Fairy Ziwei had not been able to make many achievements because she lacked crucial clues. At that time, Fang Yuan's defense was too good. But it was different now. Duke Long continued to instruct, this demon Fang Yuan, we must take his life. He is a complete otherworldly demon, the only natural enemy of Fate Gu. But he is also the long-awaited inheritor of Red Lotus. He not only has Giant Sun's true inheritance, but also will gain Red Lotus' true inheritance. The great era is coming. Our Heavenly Court needs to have our 4th Immortal Venerable, Great Dream Immortal Venerable. To receive and guide her, we need to put in all our effort to remove all obstacles. Fang Yuan, Giant Sun, Red Lotus, all of them. Everything is for Great Dream Immortal Venerable, Ziwei, do you understand? I understand. Fairy Ziwei nodded. Just like you arranged, that person is now in Southern Border. Good. Duke Long nodded. He did not speak any further, turning around and leaving. Fairy Ziwei stood on the spot, quietly seeing off Duke Long with her gaze, until his tall body completely disappeared into the immortal graveyard. She slowly breathed out a sigh, her eyes glittering as she thought of the huge task. Heavenly Court is to be the strongest, for all eternity. She softly mumbled. Southern Border. A white figure quickly streaked through the air. Soon after, thunder and fire arrived, exploding in a line behind the figure. It was a small error, but it resulted in a large discrepancy. The white figure dodged in time, coming out safe and sound. It then stopped and casually waved backwards. Whoosh! In an instant, ice and snow flew, and cold wind roared. A figure came out of the thunder and fire and had wanted to chase, but it quickly stopped and used defensive methods. Several breaths later, this small valley turned into a land of ice and snow. Ice crystals could be seen everywhere, shining brightly under the sunlight while releasing cold air. Having rank 6 cultivation level, but rank 7 battle strength, terrifying, truly worthy of a northern dark ice soul physique Gu immortal. Chai clan ranked 7 expert Chai Po. Jun inwardly praised before increasing his strength. Bam! The thick ice that had formed on his body could not resist his fierce power, immediately shattering into pieces. He was thin and shriveled, his skin was slightly black as if he had been forged in iron. His fierce eyes staring at his opponent, who was standing on a high slope. His opponent was dressed in white and had an extremely graceful figure. Bright silver hair flowed down to her waist, her pale blue dragon eyes emitting a cold aura to the outside world. Her skin was white as snow, her expression was cold, and with an unparalleled appearance, even Chai Po-jun's soul was stirred when he first saw this beauty. The more eye-catching part was the pair of small and cute red dragon horns that were growing on this female immortal's forehead. She was Dragon Lady Bai Ningbing. She had activated the ancient battle formation omnidirectional travel with Fang Yuan and the rest, but because of Chiku Yu's Gu formation, the battle formation was disrupted and the Gu immortals were separated in all directions. Bai Ningbing had been teleported to this place and had immediately treated her injuries. She then moved towards the gathering point which Fang Yuan had set, but was intercepted by Chai Po-jun. An intense battle began as a result. They fought for dozens of rounds and had battled through hundreds of li, but were unable to determine a victor. 2 pairs of eyes gazed at each other. Chai Po-jun did not immediately initiate the attack. Bai Ningbing stared at Chai Po-jun's skin with her blue dragon eyes, pondering. This is the neutralized wood body created by Chai Po-jun. Even if it is an immortal killer move attacking this body, as long as they are not powerful enough, their strength will be sharply reduced and end up at the level of mortal killer move. Chai Po-jun's neutralized wood body was a unique move. It directly destroyed Bai Ningbing's Cold Eyes Immortal Killer move. Bai Ningbing's Cold Eyes Immortal Killer move was a move that was quite troublesome to deal with. In the past, Fang Yuan had been struck by this move when he was chasing Ying Wuxi and the rest. However, Chai Po-jun's neutralized wood body could directly disregard Cold Eyes. Naturally, Bai Xiang's true inheritance did not just have Cold Eyes as such. While fighting with Bai Ningbing, Chai Po-jun had been inflicted with quite a few injuries. Amazing! Chai Po-jun suddenly spoke. I have to hand it to you, Bai Ningbing. His tone was flat, without any fluctuation in his pitch. In this silent battlefield, this strange tone seemed to fade into the cold air. You are only a rank 6, but I am actually finding trouble dealing with you. I have been famous for a long time, and have long been a reputed rank 7 firepath expert in Southern Border. But look at me now, I am actually unable to dispel this frost energy on me. One of the 10 extreme physiques, Northern Dark Ice Soul Physique, as well as Bai Xiang's true inheritance. It really makes people envious. If you were kind and walked the righteous path, you would definitely have a place in Southern Border's Gu immortal world. A pity that you have fallen to the demonic path, bringing disaster to countless beings. Your ending can only be death. As he said this, Chai Po-jun paused, slightly turning his head to look at the horizon. Thunder rumbled. Crackle. Lightning spread far and wide, cleaving ice and rocks. Another rank 7 expert had suddenly descended. Bai Ningbing, you think you can escape after attacking Southern Border's righteous path? This expert's eyes shined fiercely as he bellowed. Chai Po-jun let out a breath of air when he saw the reinforcement. He had intentionally spoken a lot of superfluous words to stall for time. After fighting with Bai Ningbing, he deeply realized it was difficult for him to win against Bai Ningbing, let alone take her life. He needed backup. Fortunately, Wu Yong was in charge of the whole situation, and with Fairy Z Wei's swift information, he immediately dispatched Gu Immortals to besiege the scattered Shadow Sect members. Be careful. This woman is extremely strong. We can't be careless. Relax. I have the information given by Lord Wu Yong. As long as we hold her here for some time, an expert specialized in battlefield killer moves will come to help us. Just as the two were secretly communicating, Bai Ningbing suddenly spoke. Her nature was cold as ice. She had remained silent during the whole battle. This was the first time she spoke. Idiots! It was a cold and arrogant voice, but at the same time it was very pleasant to listen to, making the two rank 7 experts slightly dazed. At the next moment, Bai Ningbing suddenly erupted with a powerful aura. Damn! What immortal killer move is this? Its aura alone is so terrifying. I was delaying to wait for backup. I didn't expect Bai Ningbing to also be delaying for time so she could prepare her killer move. The backup's heart shook, while Chai Po-jun shouted and blamed himself for walking into a trap. There is the eerie fire tunnel ahead. As long as I enter it, I can guard against deductions and wait for help. Hulu Lan moved quickly. In her vision, trees turned into after images as she quickly moved past them. Hulu Lan had ended up in this place after the ancient battle formation omnidirectional travel failed, but she had immediately received Fang Yuan's instructions to move to a hidden location about 100 li ahead and take refuge while waiting for others. Without doubt, Hulu Lan's luck was pretty good, as not far from her was the eerie fire tunnel. This was a formation set up by Purple Mountain True Monarch. While he was alive, it was constructed with eerie fire immortal materials and had the effect of concealment by blocking wisdom path deductions. After a while of running, the eerie fire tunnel was already within 5 li. However, right at this time, Hulu Lan suddenly stopped. She gazed at the inconspicuous small tree ahead. Her brows furrowed and all kinds of goo worm aura gradually rose from her body. You only saw my goo formation now, Hulu Lan. Your vision is quite poor. A jesting voice came from nowhere. The next moment, the goo formation activated. Hulu Lan's vision suddenly changed. The mountains and grassy lands disappeared. Only a desert remained where not even grass grew. Hulu Lan's pupils contracted. Being trapped in an immortal formation was the worst situation. If she had encountered an enemy, she could escape. But in a goo formation, she was caged. There was another thing Hulu Lan suspected. My speed was not slow. I have been moving according to Fang Yuan's instructions. The enemy actually knew my movement route and also set up a goo formation earlier. Did Fang Yuan sacrifice me, luring the enemy to me so that he had time to escape?